So what was it like? It was like rolling with the benevolent octopus. Or more accurately, maybe like rolling with a giant squid. I've been at Gracie University for a little over a year, and I've been in master cycle since November, and yesterday, I finally got to roll with Rener Gracie. Now, Rener's not shy, he's not hard to find, but it was finally my turn. And I told some of my friends, and they all asked me what it was like. And of course, I recorded a video after class in the car like usual, and you'll see that in just a moment. But I had some thoughts to add. I was thinking about it today, and I have a couple things I want to share. And when I say giant squid, I mean that Rener has the ability to literally rip your arms or legs out of their freaking socket or strangle you to death in a moment's notice, okay? But he doesn't. And that's where the benevolent part comes in. He's teaching, he's encouraging, he's helpful, he's friendly, he's kind. And even when you're rolling, you can see and you can feel his passion for what he does in the role, just like you can see and feel his passion for what he does in his videos and when he's teaching a class and how he teaches the class. What's it like to roll with Rener Gracie? Well, I'll tell you. You ever do the airplane? You know, where you're laying back on your back, or you got your arms or even your feet and you're flying your little son, daughter, niece, or nephew around, and they're in an airplane and they're just enjoying it. And they're like, making airplane noises and whatever. And you've got control and they're enjoying themselves, but they're also kind of freaking helpless, okay? They're also at your mercy, okay? Now you as the dad, uncle, whatever, you don't want to hurt the child. You're giving the child a ride and showing them what it's like to fly, okay? You're having a good time. That's what it felt like with Rener Gracie. I was the little child and he was the uncle, grandpa, brother, sister, dad flying me around. As a matter of fact, there's a video somewhere on the Gracie website of Rener, I think, flying his son around on the mat or rolling with his son on the mat. I felt like his son, okay? I felt like a baby. And I'm a big mofo, all right? Now, Rener's tall. I think he's probably taller than me, or maybe at least the same height as me, but he doesn't weigh nearly as much as me, so I'm thinking I might have a weight advantage, and I do. But that weight advantage was non-existent. I was the kid in the airplane. He could put me wherever he wanted. He could do whatever he wanted, but he was also teaching and encouraging me the whole freaking time. That's amazing. Now, my old instructors at my old schools, even at UFC gym, whatever, they would still teach you or try to teach you while you're rolling. But this guy, Rener, is teaching you with words and he's teaching you with his body, with his feelings. Rener has this unique ability to ask questions and make suggestions without ever saying a freaking word. His body control is uncanny. It's ridiculous. And I think that's why the octopus thing, the giant squid thing makes sense, because he's sticky when he wants to be, and he's slippery and can escape in a heartbeat and be exactly where he wants to be in a moment's notice. So I think the octopus thing is pretty stinking accurate. I'm using all the stuff I know, all of my tricks, okay, all the things that typically work on, other white belts and blue belts. And of course, it's nothing for this guy. He's able to move and do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. But the goal wasn't to win. The goal, I think, was for him to kind of see where I was at. Because I've never rolled with Rener before. I've never rolled with Hiron before. So this is my first time rolling with him. And he's kind of just asking me like, okay, what are you going to do now? And I'm like, all right, well, and I'm trying all my stuff. And he's like, good. But watch out for this. And next, he's out. Or I'm going somewhere and he goes, good, but you're too far forward. And I'm swept. Or, he's doing something, he's pressuring me and he goes, elbow escape. Oh yeah, boom, and I go for the elbow escape. Stuff like that. So he's coaching me and he's helping me. But you ever watch somebody do something that's extremely hard, like extremely complicated, like, I don't know, juggling chainsaws, okay? You ever watch somebody juggle chainsaws and they do it so effortlessly, it looks like, oh my God, how could they be this good at doing something so complicated, at doing something so difficult, something so dangerous, something that's so hard for me to understand or comprehend? That's what it was like rolling with Rener Gracie. When it comes to not just the moves and getting the tap or escaping or winning, but also the knowledge and the ability and the passion to teach this stuff, to teach somebody like me. Look, people, this is the realest thing I can tell you. I was going to quit Jiu-Jitsu last week. Why? Because a lot of things in my life have changed. I've taken on more responsibility at work. There's a lot of personal stuff going on. I won't get into it, but I really thought I don't have the time for jiu-jitsu. I can't be as dedicated to jiu-jitsu as I'd like to be. I'm tapping out.
I'm done.
I want to cut in one last time and add a little context. Look, life has been a little heavy lately. Work has gotten more demanding, the commute is long, and training days can turn into really freaking long days, all right? So I leave my house ideally around 6:30 in the morning, and I drive my hour commute or so to work, and I'm on my feet all day, I'm high energy, I'm teaching a bunch of freshmen, and when I leave work, I have to make a choice. I can go east and head home, or I can go west and head to Torrance for Jiu-Jitsu. And I'll be honest, the last couple of months, I've been heading east a whole heck of a lot more than I've been heading west. Not because I hate Jiu-Jitsu, but just because of the time commitment, because of the energy. Look at it this way. If I go to Jiu-Jitsu and I do the 6:30 class, I'm training until 8 p.m. Then, of course, you get some water, you change your clothes, whatever. I get back on the road and I'm headed home around, let's say, 8:15, maybe 8:30 if I record a video, even later than that. So then I drive home and I get home around 9 or 9:15. And that's a hell of a day. From 6:30 in the morning until freaking 9 at night, that's a really long freaking day. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll leave school and I'll just drive straight to Gracie University. And I'll sit in the parking lot, so that way I'm already there. But even then, I'm kind of fighting the urge to just turn around and go the hell home. Not because I hate jiu-jitsu or because I don't want to train, but maybe it's because I'm tired or I just got a lot of stuff to do to prepare for the next day. I've got grading to do, I've got planning to do. So yesterday, I drove to Gracie University and I sat in the parking lot like usual, waiting for class to start. And just like I say in the video here in just a second, I sat there for about an hour, wondering what I was going to do. Am I going to turn around and go home, or am I going to go inside? Am I going to train? And I went inside and I freaking trained, and I'm really glad that I did. Not just because I got to roll with Rener, but because, well, just watch the video. You'll see exactly what I say toward the end. It gets a little self-helpy, maybe a little bit motivational, but it's real. So stick around to the end of the video. Take a look.
But today, after a long, horrible day at work, after every cell in my body said to go home, I drove my happy butt to Gracie University and I sat right here in my car for about an hour and said, I'm going to go to jiu-jitsu because I want to be the kind of person who trains. I want to be the guy who doesn't give up. I want to be the guy who does hard things. I want to be the guy who's continuing to progress and get better at something, because it's easy to sit at home and relax. It's easy to sit at home and catch up on work. It's easy to sit at home and be tired. It's much freaking harder to get your butt into the gym at 6:30 in the evening and to train for an hour and a half and to roll with one of the greatest who ever done it, in my opinion. I mean, he's got to be, right? If nothing else, one of the most successful to ever do it. I would say that Rener Gracie and Rener Gracie are probably the best instructors. Maybe Danaher, I don't know. Danaher's got a lot of wisdom, but it's in a really strange package, in my opinion. But Rener Gracie and Rener Gracie are probably the best instructors. And not just that they know what they're doing, but the way that they convey the knowledge and the information, the way they link it all together. And not only that, but the freaking passion they have for it. And I know I'm singing the praises of Gracie University right now. And I am, because I was going to quit last week. I was done. I was like, yeah, this is too hard. I don't have time. It's too far away, the drive, boo, boo, boo. But I want to be the kind of person who does hard things. I want to be the kind of person who challenges myself. I want to be the kind of person who's getting better, who's learning something complicated, who's learning something difficult. And tonight I showed up and Rener Gracie's teaching the class. And Rener Gracie is linking together all these wonderful things I've never considered before. A lot of, we're in the standing unit, so a lot of guillotine escapes from the standing position, leading to takedowns, leading to escapes, and all kinds of cool stuff on the ground. I mean, tonight we did anacondas, we did von flus, we did all kinds of stuff that I've never done before. So that was exciting. That was fun. Look, I'm rambling, and I don't know if I'm even going to post this video. But what I will say is it pays to be yourself. I don't want to turn this into a self-help video, but there's a part of me that feels like I'm a warrior. And that probably sounds cheesy, but just bear with me. There's a part of me that feels like I'm a fighter. At least I used to be a fighter. And then I got super fat and super lazy, and I had back surgery, and all the fighter left. But the thing is, there's still some fighter in me. And when I find him and when I get in touch with him, I love myself that much more. And so if you feel like there's a fighter in you, don't give up on that guy. Come to the mats, get in touch with that side of who you are, and grow. Do the hard thing, challenge yourself, get back on the horse, Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. I can give you all the cliches, right? Life is hard. Losing yourself is harder. If you made it this far in this crazy ramble, which I'm not even sure I'm going to post, you got to do 3 things. You got to stay focused. You got to stay positive. And you've always got to stay vigilant. See you next time.